5 Super Bowls, bro. 5 Super Bowls, 2 coaches. Talk to me, man. Why is Emmitt Smith not? Why does he get? Oh Lord, depends on coke, lack of coke, and the playmakers list. Oh, most swinging hard. Y'all fighting dirty, man. Y'all right here fighting dirty, man. But that's what I'm trying to figure out, man. Why is Emmitt Smith always getting pushed back due to his offensive line? But Jerry Rice don't get pushed back, and he had nothing. Ain't nothing wrong with a little happy powder. Tiffany, you dirty for that. You dirty. You are dirty. You're not dirty. You dirty. That's cold blooded. But that's what I'm trying to figure out. Emmitt Smith gets pushed back. Jerry Rice gets put up. Jerry Rice you can't name another wide receiver in the history of the game that has that type of arsenal throwing it to him. Of course you putting up these numbers, Jerry. You telling me if Michael Irvin, if anybody on any of these lists that y'all name, Michael Irvin, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, King of the bitch ass, Marvin Harrison, Steve Smith, any of those guys, if they Ray Carew, if they had Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jeff Garcia, and Rich Gannon throwing it to them for the entirety of their career, their numbers would be better. Not to mention you got John Taylor on the other side. Not to mention you got Brent Jones at the tight end. Not to mention you got Ricky Waters, Dwight Clark, Ricky Waters, Dwight Clark, Roger Craig, Tim Rathman. Hey man, I'm just trying to understand why does Jerry Rice get put up to the top and Emmitt Smith get pushed down below. That's all I'm trying to understand. With that being said, is it over for Gronk, man? We talking about the pinnacle. Let's talk about the pinnacle of tight ends. Is it time for Gronk to hang him up, y'all? And if it is time for Gronk to hang him up, what does that say about Tom Brady and how he handled the situation? H-Rap, maybe because more people hate Dallas. But it ain't about we not trying to have no baby by these dudes. We ain't trying to have no love affair. We are allegedly I'm too young to know those names. Maybe not. Gronk is done. Okay. But see, that's the thing, Mo. We not trying to like nobody. It's supposed to be who's the best. And these are people like Eric Dickerson who like Emmitt Smith. People who allegedly like Smith. Well, also because Barry Sanders is better. He's more exciting. But again, are we looking at the most exciting player or are we looking at the greatest player? That's all I'm saying. Gronk is done. Tiff said Gronk is done. So what does that say about Tom Brady? Because the word around the campfire is Tom Brady, Bill Belichick was trying to work his number, get rid of old Gronk. And when he tried to get rid of old Gronk, noodle arm, Tom Brady, 41 years old, it's over for him. Anybody don't believe me, watch and learn. He went up to the brass and said, keep Gronk or I'm going to retire. So at what point does that story hit the newspapers? Because we don't ever want to talk about the flaws of Tom Brady. We only want to talk about the greatness of Tom Brady. Tom Brady lobbied to keep Gronkowski, and that might be the end of his freaking career. Because if he would have been allowed to send Gronkowski to Detroit, then they may have some better defenders via draft picks. They may have a better situation in New England. Now that he wasn't allowed to do that, I do believe this is the end of Tom Brady. He's going to either get put out of football this year or he's going to get embarrassed out of it. The game is getting too fast. Eli and Brady and defensive ends running 4.5, 4.6, 40s. You damn right. Because if you ain't got a New Orleans Saints, Dallas Cowboy, Los Angeles Ram offensive line, Eli and them getting their motherfucking wig pushed back. Because it ain't none of that stand around shit no more. Either that or, like I always say, you run to win, you throw to score. And they keep trying to pass this bullshit off about this is a passing league. Ladies and gentlemen, the bullshit, the veil has been removed from the bullshit. According to your man H-Rap, this is a balanced league. Stop with the shenanigans. Please miss me with the shenanigans, because this is a completion league. If you don't believe me, I'll give you a couple of examples. Drew Brees and my main man Sean Payton, one of my favorite coaches in the league, they was lighting the National Football League up on a regular basis. Unfreaking stoppable. Nobody could keep up with them. There was nothing you could do to bother them. And then they start divesting from running backs and defense, and they couldn't do anything. All of a sudden, they get back on track. When? Last year, when they get Alvin Kamara and they get Ingram. See, everybody always talking about you can find running backs anywhere. Well, if that's the case, Aaron Rodgers needs to go to the front offices of the Green Bay Packers tomorrow and slap the hell out the general manager and the president of football operations. Because why ain't they in the fourth round getting him a running back? And Drew Brees was starting to look like he was finished before last year. People were saying it's over for Drew Brees. But then Alvin Kamara show up, Ingram show up. Hey, by the way, the last time they were in Super Bowl contention and looking the way they're looking right now, they had Pierre Thomas, Pierce, and Reggie Bush in the backfield. Remember that, y'all? But it's a passing league. Tom Brady went 10 years without winning the Super Bowl. Guess what was missing? Corey Dillon retired. 10 years went by. Then they get my main man, LeGarrette Blount. They win 2 out of 3 the last 3 Super Bowls. He's gone. Tom Brady's looking real regular again. But it's a passing league. See, y'all, they can miss me with that. See, you can continue to make these white boys sound good and look good, but your boy H-Rap ain't going for it. He ain't going for it. Also got to be willing to take the ball out of the QB hands too. Exactly. And that's exactly what Sean Payton is doing, because remember, out of the last 5 weeks, 3 of those weeks, Drew Brees had 200 or less yards passing, and Kamara and Ingram were acting a fool during those games. Rodgers don't trust nobody on his team, but you know what? He shouldn't. He shouldn't trust anybody on his team, Joe. I'm not sure if he should. Now, this new dude, Jones, he's looking good. But if you don't run the ball, then the physicality is removed from your defense. So when your team is faced with the physicality of the opposition, they're unable to respond to that physicality, and you get your ass whooped on a regular. It looks good that everybody throwing off all these yards, and you could beat Matthew Stafford if you like, and go down in history as the greatest statistical quarterback in the history of the Central the NFC North. Or you get you a running back and win you some damn football games. Y'all can tell, they can tell me whatever the hell they want to, but I'm telling you, that ain't what time it is, man. That is not what time it is. Speaking of some shit that ain't, it's timing. Rodgers is overrated. Oh, the crowd goes wild. I'm gonna need my man. Man, this dude Mo was my man before this show. He done picked 2 fights with me already, but I like it. Mo, how's Rodgers overrated? Talk to me. Because the last time I checked, with Rodgers, they consistently make the playoffs. He was missing. They didn't win. They lost to the fuck. They almost lost. Did they lose? They lost to the Cleveland Browns, man. They lost to the Cleveland fucking Browns. If you remove Aaron Rodgers from that machine, it's like removing a light bulb from a lamp. It ain't nothing happening, man. He's still in the dog. Talk to me, man. I ain't trying to fight. I'm ready to fight over that. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is overrated. I think the coach is overrated. Mike McCarthy is a hell of a play caller, but I just think his time has passed him. I think it's time for him to move on, and the fact that he is about to move on leads me to my next topic. And my next topic is the fact that the Cleveland Browns, okay, let me go on this. It's not that Rodgers doesn't have anyone to trust on the team. It's that he doesn't have anybody on his team. Badass scumbags got me fucking on the fantasy last week. Oh yeah, you fuck with it, but Rodgers don't own up to anything, H-Rap. He's owned by the Falcons. Hold it! Did you forget his only Super Bowl victory? He walked through the Falcons. See, it's hard to beat the Falcons when you and the Falcons have the exact same shortcomings. And the shortcomings that he has is no defense. And if you get into a shootout with the Falcons and they have Julio Jones, they have Julio Jones, they got Ridley, they have Mohamed Sanu, they have Freeman, and they have the other running back boy. It's hard to shoot it out with them when you like Tiffany just said. You got a hurt Cobb, Montgomery gone, Jordy Nelson hurt. It's hard to beat win in a shootout when you got a 38 and they have a 9. That's all I'm saying. As y'all say, maybe. That's all I'm saying, Mo. And I'm not making excuses. There are reasons and there are excuses. And the excuse is the dog ate my homework. The reason is, man, I was on bullshit. Jimmy Graham is not to be fucked with and trusted. New Orleans, Seattle. Bingo. I don't know what the hell happened to Jimmy Graham. How much of a part did Rodgers have to play in the lack of players around him? He got paid. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to say that. Hey, Mo, you can't win this argument with me because I'm not a fan of taking less money. He ain't doing shit, but he's being coached by a moron too, Tiffany. I'm not a fan of players being coached taking less money. I'm just not. I'm not taking a dime less. I'm maxing out every year. It's not my job to pick players. It's y'all job to do like the New England Patriots. It's y'all job to do like the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's y'all job to continue to groom younger players. You know who do a great job at grooming younger players at some positions? They don't do it on all positions, but they do a great job at grooming for the next go-around. The Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys of late have been doing a great job in developing talent and then putting them on the field. The reason I say that is look at the Dallas Cowboys and look at the people that they're putting out there. Every time you hit the floor, you ready to go. The tackling Dutchman, Smith from Notre Dame, they continue to put player after player. DeMarcus Lawrence. They continue to put guys who we don't know, we never heard of out on the field, and they're producing. So they're doing a great job of this. At one point, the Green Bay Packers had such a stockpile of talent, they was damn near daring you to get hurt. And now they don't have that. Jordan and Rodgers made each other look. Yeah, they did make each other look good. But like Tiffany said, that was 2014 through 2016. He hurt half the time and then he ain't playing. I'm with you, Tiffany. I'm just saying, Mo, I don't think he's overrated. I think, you know what was really the problem, I believe, in regards to Aaron Rodgers and the whole sports lexicon? Look at Dame Lillard. Look how good Dame Lillard is and look how consistent he is. Are we saying Dame Lillard is less of a player because he didn't win a Super Bowl? The NBA Finals? No, he's not. We get so caught up in the fact that Tom Brady's doing something that nobody's ever done. Joe Montana's did something nobody's ever done. And if you consistently do what you cannot hold who we perceive as the greatest ever or one of the greatest ever as the standard. Like, we criticize LeBron James for losing in the finals. You cannot be criticized for losing in the finals. Because if that's the case, explain this to me. You get whatever your favorite team is, they draft player X tomorrow. If you telling me if Alonzo Ball take the Lakers to 8 finals and they only win 3 as a Laker fan, you're going to be saying, man, that motherfucking Alonzo Ball ain't shit. I don't think so. So you're going to hold his feet to the fire in regards to LeBron or Aaron Rodgers only won 1 Super Bowl, but it's only Warren Moon only never made it to 1. Dan Fouts only never made it to 1. Jim Kelly never won 1. I can go down the list of Hall of Famers that did not win Super Bowls. And that doesn't make you any less of a ball player. This is a team environment. This is a team sport. Now, if you're a boxer and never got a belt, then that's on you. But if you're a basketball player, a football player, and you never won, now, to balance that argument out, though, Mo, if you are a football player that does not show up when it counts, i.e., all right for once. Wow. Thank you, Tiffany. Shout out to Tiffany. Give me some credit. Make some noise for Tiffany, y'all. Let the crowd know. We had a mighty miracle. Tiffany just gave me some credit. I feel y'all.